This is the story about how I made it on ESPN. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I know I never expected it, but I'm gonna show you some behind the scenes footage and some never before seen footage in this video that didn't make the feature. But let's talk about this because this honestly came out of left field and it all started. I'm just gonna show you the timeline. It all started on this Monday, December 4th. I got this DM from outside the lines, and I was a little bit skeptical, but they were asking to be featured on a sports special on sports gambling. First, I did a double take because I get some DMs. I'm like, you got to make sure it's legit. And it was. And of course, I'm going to pounce on the opportunity. Who doesn't want to be featured on ESPN? I mean, I grew up watching ESPN as a little kid outside the line. Just to even receive a DM like that, I was like, I got to hop on it. But after responding, I kind of had to wait a couple days. And it happened to line up with a trip to Las Vegas. And I went to Vegas to watch the in season tournament finals and a Raiders game with my dad, which we actually filmed for this channel. So you can go check out those videos after this one. But after the Monday, December 4th, didn't really hear back from anyone. I just said, yeah, I'm totally in. Let me know. They said, hey, we'll reach out to you with the team. And I waited. And then a week later, Monday, December 11th, I received a call right as I actually landed back from Vegas from Michael, who works for E60. And he was like, hey, let's try to set up these next steps. And I was like, all right, sure, let's do it. And so they were telling me a little bit more about the feature and what exactly was going to go down. And after a few more calls that Monday, they were sending people out on Saturday to my house to film some stuff. And look, it all happened real quick. They showed up at 5:30 a.m. on Saturday morning, ready to go. And you might be like, yo, why are they showing up at 5:30? Do they always do that? No, not necessarily. That's normally when I start the call on our shot, normal daily routine. And they wanted to film some behind the scenes footage, which I'll show a clip of them kind of doing that, which I had my wife filming that behind the scenes. That's an inception. But either way, it was awesome. They kept filming some things, just showing some behind the scenes footage, which I'll show a couple clips of what they ended up putting in the feature as to how they what they filmed behind the scenes and how it showed up on the big cam. But yeah, it was just me chopping it up with them, kind of learning a little bit more about their story as they're obviously doing their jobs. But then it was time for the interview portion. They did that for about an hour, kind of filming me doing my normal stuff. And then it was interview time. And I didn't know what to expect from the interview. They kind of gave me an idea of, hey, these are the questions we're going to kind of throw your way. But ultimately, I was kind of go in there like, all right, whatever you want to ask me, I'll try to answer to the best of my abilities. And honestly, the craziest part was all the camera equipment and the lighting that they brought. I did not expect them to have this full setup. They had backlighting for my head, some lighting outside to help with the background, tons of stuff that maybe one day I'll have a studio that's able to, have all the equipment that they had. And they just transported that, for whatever reason for the interview. But after a little bit of setup time, it was time, and I talked over Zoom. They didn't have the interviewer there in person with me. He was over Zoom, super nice guy. Forget his name, my bad, but it was super cool interview. Probably interviewed for about 40 minutes long, and obviously it all didn't make the final cut, but some of it did. And I'll kind of show some answers to my questions that I put up in a second. But they asked me a ton of different questions. If you're curious, they were like, asked me about the legalization of betting, which is obviously becoming more legalized as the days go on, just about the sports gambling world, how I got into the industry, how it's changed over the last 10 to 20 years, anything and everything they asked me, and I was trying to answer it to the best of my abilities. But obviously, one of the main reasons they came is because of the ladder challenge. We all know Colin or Shaq kind of went up to an extra step stool because of the ladder challenge. And so that was a lot of the questions that they wanted me to answer. And I'll give you one of my favorite answers here, kind of talking about Colin or Shaq, talking about the ladder challenge. One of the questions that they asked me, I'll just let you hear my answer, and then I'll jump back here in a second.
So the ladder challenge is not something I created, but it is this mindset that you're trying to turn $10 into 10,000 in only 10 days. And while it sounds like a pipe dream, which it kind of can be that, but the whole purpose of it was, you find your favorite bet on one day. And if that hits on the next day, you roll over all of your winnings. So let's say you started with $10, your first bet hit, now you got about 20, you roll it over to the next day. Now you got $20 to win 40. You hit that one, and you got 40 to win 80, and so on and so forth. The math comes out to about 10 straight picks, returning a little bit over $10,000. And the first time I ever did this, and I wasn't the first person that has attempted this challenge, was back in January of 2023. I believe on our first, maybe second run, we got all the way up to day 9. We had turned our $10, measly $10 that a lot of people don't care about, turned it all the way up into $2,500, and that's kind of where the Call on Our Shot channel kind of blew up. Is a lot of people were tailing this, and we got all up to day 9, and then we lost in agonizing fashion. I don't forget the day. It was one of the worst days of my life. Not really, but it was terrible. And then right after that, we ran it back again, and we got all up to day 6, and we've just been chasing that high. I mean, I'm a big statistics nerd, and I know It's really tough and statistically not impossible, but very hard to hit 10 straight. And we're still chasing for it. I'm confident we'll get it done one day, but I just know, the community all rallies behind it. It's all super fun to all be on the same bet together and just rooting for the same thing all in one game. So that's the ladder challenge. We're gonna get it done one day, and we're gonna turn that $10 into 10K one of these days.
Everything I said in that answer is true. We haven't completed the ladder challenge as I record this right now, but we will get the job done one day. Mark my words, we're going to have some good luck kind of string together. Obviously, ladder can be a little triggering right now because we've had some bad luck there, but it's going to happen. Now, I want to show some never before seen footage. Some footage that obviously did not make the final cut, but some things that I felt like, I answered pretty solidly. So here's a couple questions that they asked. I'll put the question at the bottom, and then I'll just have my answer rolling. Obviously, see what you like. I mean, they asked a lot of questions. I'm not going to put everything in there, but never before seen footage. Hey, take it away.
Yeah, so all the research that I do is all 100% me. I do have a one person I want to shout out. It is Logan. He's always behind the scenes. He does a lot more stuff for baseball than it does for basketball and football, but he's behind the scenes, helps me with a ton of different things for calling our shot. But mostly just me. It's me waking up early in the mornings, looking at my favorite lines and favorite picks out there, and just kind of rolling the ball and seeing what I think is going to happen. Obviously, I'm not going to hit out 100% rate, and if I could, I certainly would, because I want to make as much money for people that follow our picks as possible. But it's mostly me just kind of digging through a bunch of different websites and trying my best shot at it. I do the ladder challenge mostly for the community aspect of it. Now, honestly, hitting the 10,000, turning it into 10 grand, gonna be really tough to do, and I don't know if I'll ever get it done. But the community aspect has been awesome. I mean, back in January, and heck, even the runs that we currently have on, where we get to day 3 or day 4 or day 5, the people that I get to meet and the people that I interact with are all super supportive, and they're super engaging. And it's all like back in January of 2023, there were some other, not just my picks, but there were people everyone was on the same pick, which was awesome to see. And you got to see people's reaction videos.
And makes the community aspect of it awesome, and people are just super engaged on it.
I mean, I thought I did a pretty good job answering some questions, but one of my favorite parts of the interview was actually this moment. And I was answering a question, and my cat Grayson, of course, out of all places to clean himself, he had to go right underneath where I was talking. We had to end up pausing the interview for a second. I mean, I don't even. It was my wife loved it. She recorded it off her phone. You just gotta love Grayson. He's a star in his own right, just in his own world. But hey, shout out Grayson for it. Just I don't know. The man's a legend. He does what he wants, but he had to do it there. I respect. But after all this interviewing for 45 minutes, it became around 10:30 a.m. So you got to remember, showed up at 5:30 a.m., left around 10:30 a.m. after packing up everything. So about 5 hours total, and that was about all I heard from them. I mean, the guys and the girl that came, awesome, super hospitable. They were perfect. Nothing else I could ask for from them. They ended up leaving, and I didn't really. That was the last I heard from them. That was December 16th. I didn't really hear anything else. All I was told was, "Hey, the feature is going to be shown on sometime near the Super Bowl because it's in Vegas. They were trying to do sports betting specials for the Super Bowl being in Vegas." I was like, "All right, I guess we'll just wait." And that's all I did. I didn't tell a ton of people because I wasn't. You're never guaranteed when you interview something like this that you're going to be featured on the final product. And so I just waited. I told some of my close friends, I was like, "Hey, I got interviewed by ESPN," because like who doesn't want to tell people that? That's like a bucket list thing. But I just waited and waited, and eventually, that later on, about Tuesday of this past week, I was texted and was told, "Hey, it's going to be featured on Thursday. We're starting to roll them out." And I was like, "No way!" And honestly, if I won't lie to you, when Thursday rolled around, I completely forgot. I am so stuck in my normal routine. I was just doing my normal thing, and then I loaded up Twitter just to see some things, and boom, I probably had 3 or 4 people just message me or say, "Hey, I just saw you on ESPN." Like, what the heck? Because I didn't really tell a lot of people what was happening. But alas, I ran outside into the living room. My wife was like, "What the heck you're doing?" She was getting ready for work, and I was like, "Turn on the TV." And we turned it on, and there it was. And I won't play the whole clip for you here, but you definitely can check it out. I'll link it down below. But just honestly, I got to say, from the bottom of my heart, shout out to ESPN, Outside the Lines, E60, all the people that I met and was communicated with. Everyone was awesome. I did never expect it to have some sort of opportunity like this. So not only do I have to say appreciate them for giving me the opportunity, but appreciate everyone out there that has watched any of the Call in Our Shot videos, heck, even any of these videos. I appreciate anyone that's watched, shared the video, liked, comment, subscribed, any of that. I appreciate you. Never expected to have this opportunity, and hopefully it's not the last one. We have plenty more opportunities, not just for me, but the whole sports gambling world, the people that give out picks, the people that follow the picks. Hopefully this is just, the start of something big for all of us, where we can continue to grow, and make this even bigger than I think a lot of people can anticipate it being. So, like I said, I appreciate everyone that's out there. Cross one thing off my bucket list. We'll get plenty more things to cross off. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you as always for watching the videos. If you are new, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. I got more things to cross off the bucket list, including where I will be actually, as this video goes live, I'll be getting ready to go to New Zealand. So on the channel in the next few weeks, we are travels to New Zealand, doing a bunch of cool things, skydiving, whitewater rafting, you name it. Appreciate you guys again. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of those videos. And I'll also put the link to the full, feature that I was featured in. It was posted on YouTube. I'll link it here as well. Appreciate you guys again. Crazy that this is, my life, but wouldn't be here without any of you. So definitely, if you want to go check out the full feature, it's there. If you want to go check out those Las Vegas videos, they'll pop up on the screen somewhere. And then obviously hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the other videos. Again, appreciate you guys as always. It's Austin from Calling or Shot signing out. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Peace.